Happy Thursday, everybody. It's chamber check-in time. And today I have Annalisa DeMarta. She's co-founder of Ridgline Insights. And I can't wait to hear and share her story. Hi, Annalisa.
Hey, Paul. Thanks for having me. How are you today?
I'm terrific. We've known each other for a handful of years.
Yeah.
I love your quick wit and your sense of humor. And I'm excited to share a little bit about your story, your business that you're involved with now, and how you're making an impact here in the community. Because there's a lot of stuff that you guys are doing. But first, Annalisa, I get to thank our series sponsor for these check-ins. It's Delta Dental of Idaho. And as you know, Annalisa, Delta Dental has been providing best-in-class dental insurance benefits to Idahoans for over 50 years. And with that, I get to share a fun factoid from their Tooth Truth series. And I'm going to find that, pull that up. Here we go.
One of the benefits to employees in having a good dental plan is that 78% of people are more likely to go in for their preventive and restorative type services. Annual dental checkups is part of prevention. People that have dental benefits are 40% more likely to schedule their routine cleaning. Preventive is so important. It keeps your mouth healthy and it keeps your overall body healthy too.
How true. Thank you, Delta Dental. Well, Annalisa, this time is for you. These chamber check-ins, as you know, are great ways to share our member stories and the people behind them. So why don't we just get started with you and your background? I remember, I'm going to tell a little story. When you guys were Lone Cone,
Yep.
and still are, and we'll get to that,
Yep.
in that little tiny building on 5th Street.
Yep.
And
Trader Joe's wasn't even there yet. Like it was, a long time ago.
yeah, Boise Brewing wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't think Boise Weekly was there at the time. Anyway, that's where I met you, and then we've been friends ever since. So tell us about your history of work. Let's start there.
Yeah. So we started this business really in like 2014. And it started off earlier than that as a side hustle. My husband and I were just slinging books on eBay and Amazon back when Amazon was like a bookseller, and kind of just, it was a way to just, pay for a car payment, pay for house payment, like whatever. And as the business grew, we still had full-time jobs, and it just wasn't like a priority. But then there was a tipping point where my husband was a college professor. He wasn't loving what he did. And he was like, man, I want to apply what I'm doing to something else. And we're like, well, this business is kind of like taken off, but is there something here? And so as we started learning more and more about Amazon, we started selling more than books, and then kind of leaning into brands and saying, hey, like Amazon could be a platform that you might want to check out. Like, I know you think it's the wild, wild west and just you put stuff on there, but this really could be a consumer touch point you might want to take seriously. And so just kind of keeping that message going, working with a lot of outdoor industry brands, a lot of lifestyle brands, we kind of leveraged that into a full-blown agency. And then kind of through the ashes of that, we launched a little kids brand called Lone Cone. And that was a direct consumer children's brand that we just recently exited from. And that's been really an exciting journey as well. So, I mean, that's the 30-second overview of how I got here and what do I do. We've been in Boise ever since, and since the beginning. And we've got, about 20 full-time employees.
Wow.
With the Great Resignation, we're kind of plus and minusing, right? So, but it's been a lot of fun so far.
Well, I understand retail, and I understand what you did with the Lone Cone brand, and you guys made fun rain boots and backpacks, and got a lot of press, and made some national news. Tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Yeah, so Lone Cone really started off as a sandbox. So we had this Amazon expertise, and there wasn't a clean environment where we could control all the variables. And so the idea was, let's just put a product on there that was a little bit of a differentiator, and let's just see what happens. And as I was shopping for rain boots for my kids, I go into REI, and like all of the rain boots were like, black and utilitarian, or you go to like Walmart and you get like these like cheap plasticky boots that just weren't cute. And I was like, there's got to be a middle way. And being in, we had our Julia were our first artists, and we still connect with them. and they designed these amazing like 6 patterns. We threw them on some boots. I mean, totally found this factory. Like somehow it all worked out, thank God. And we launched it in like in August of 2016. And we sold out in like 2 weeks. We thought we had 6 months of inventory, sold it. So we're like, okay, there's something here. Let's put some funding behind it and let's see what happens. And that grew to about a $5 million a year brand, which is really kind of amazing. And I really give a lot of credit to people that work for us that, love the brand just as much as I did. And and then like I said, we recently exited from that, but it's been a great partnership with the folks that purchased the brand. So I still have an active role in the company. And so I'm pretty excited by that. So I kind of get like a seat at the table as all the things that I couldn't do, they do. And I get to hear kind of their conversations. And that's been a really neat experience. So yeah, it was a fun ride.
Well, I remember reading all the top 3 products out there for kids going back to school and backpacks, and Lone Cone was always in the mix on the podium there. So
still is. We're the #1 selling rain boot. I think we're the biggest children's rain boot in the US, which is kind of amazing for being there's no distribution at this point outside of Amazon. Yeah. So pretty cool.
Hey, on your LinkedIn profile, the first thing says Amazon Performance Agency co-founder. Tell me a little bit about Amazon Performance Agency.
Yeah. So taking our background of just, selling stuff on Amazon, essentially, we leverage that into a business and really learning how Amazon works. And so what we do today, we work with a lot of brands, outdoor and lifestyle, and we do their entire Amazon channel experience. So what the content looks like on the page, the advertising to get the client or to get the customer to the page, all the reverse logistics, supply chain, demand planning. We've really done a great job of, a lot of brands will often just put their stuff on Amazon and kind of tinker with it, but we've really been able to maximize that experience and give them ultimately a higher revenue boost.
So what I'm hearing from you is if there's a manufacturer here locally or anywhere that's looking to elevate their awareness and sell through that Amazon channel, you're a tool for that.
Yeah, would love that. And, happy to offer advice as well. We work with a lot of companies that big and small, but Boise is an infinitely small place. And I love seeing the little startups that come out of it that become big things. And so, yeah, definitely happy to network and just, give casual advice if someone's just curious. It's a fun
Let's dive into a little bit more about the services that Ridgline Insights is offering.
So it's really Amazon channel management. We do a really great job of when we can work in partnership, which I think is really key to any good agency relationship. It's like we think of ourselves an extension of that company, but really it's like, I want to know what else is going on. Like, what are you promoting? What are you in stock with? What's working really well if you have a distribution strategy that's outside of Amazon? What are you doing? Like, what are you trying to push there? How's your social media? All those are really great data points that we can then talk about on the Amazon platform. But really what we'll do with you is it's everything soup to nuts, ideally. So we'll kind of give you some inventory forecasting, what's going to work. Let's talk about the content that's on the page. Are consumers understanding what they're getting? Are there any friction points? Are you happy with with your products, how they're being displayed? What's more importantly, what's going on with the competition? The days of competition, they're fierce on Amazon, especially with the Chinese brands that come there. They have deep pockets and they're pretty ruthless. And so really kind of being one step ahead of the competition to gain that market share is crucial. So we'll take the pulse on that and monitor competition. And then customer service, inventory, Amazon advertising is definitely a huge part of that, both on and off Amazon. So I think it's just more of a holistic strategy of what is your goal and how are we the right company and how can we help you get there?
Well, I'm probably one of the 1% of people in the whole population that has never shopped on Amazon. My wife does. I don't know anything about it, so it's kind of fun to learn the back end a little bit about how you're helping companies and kind of draw the line that, hey, Amazon is selling locally made stuff, right? Too. And I like that line as well.
I really do get frustrated when people don't think that Amazon is shop local. There are a ton of local businesses that are on there. And if it's also just another way, like if you're in REI as an example, and you're shopping for a backpack, there might not be a customer service associate present on the floor. So going onto Amazon, you're going to read reviews, you're going to try to make some comparisons to ultimately convert an REI. But it's at least it's another place that brands can represent themselves. And so there is a ton of local business, and I'm one of them where, my products aren't on Amazon, but I'm helping companies on this platform. And so we have employees and a building and, a real commitment to the Boise community. So it's definitely something that is not a foreign, not Idaho based company. Yeah.
Well, you just mentioned something about your new building. Why don't you
Yes.
tell us the transition from that little Fifth Street office to Third and Broad, and now where are you?
Now we're at First in Idaho, so we're kind of staying in the same little corner. We're right across from St. Luke's. I have a great little building. I love the spot. It's a really cool mid-century modern, like 1960s building. And I was having lunch with a girlfriend a few months ago, and she was like, "Yeah, my dentist's office used to be right in your building." And I was like, "Oh yeah, we pulled out all this old dental equipment." But it's kind of a cool little spot in Boise that's just you drive by it a million times and you've probably never noticed it. So yeah, but it's been great. I love having our staff back in office and seeing people, and just we were talking about it earlier. Just saying hi to folks in the hallway has just been something that I really, really missed. Didn't realize how much I missed it until I'm back doing it.
No, absolutely. And I'm sure with your organization, you're always attracting talent to your group. So tell me what you're looking for as far as talent on your team.
Man, my cup feels pretty full, but and I think Amazon expertise is definitely something that's very niche. But I would really love anybody who's interested in growing their experience on Amazon. Anybody who's business savvy, so business development, client management. Those are always really great people to have. Actually, I take that back. We did post for an HR position. I have a phenomenal HR person now, and as we've grown, I realize I need to put more effort into certain aspects of HR. So I'm trying to look for like a HR recruiters and admin. But I think that's kind of it. I feel like we're always taking applications for like if the right person comes along, you snatch them.
Yep. No, I love it. I love it. With your new space and the excitement of the growth, what do you see manufacturers doing nowadays? And as far as growing, everybody wants to grow fast. Everybody wants to sell their stuff. Give us a couple of tips for manufacturers that are entering the market.
I feel like right now, and I feel like it's a four-letter word, is supply chain. I think that is the only piece that I can really talk about. Is supply chain's always been an issue, but really more so now. It's like the cost of getting goods, the time, more importantly, of getting goods, is really making an impact. And we're starting to see a softening in sales with the cost of a lot of our brands. Camp brands are definitely picking up because it's about to be, camping season. Yeah. But in a lot of other categories, we're not sure, like in terms of a macro picture, it seems like there's a little bit of a depression in sales. So I think anything you can do to kind of boost your brand name, boost your brand awareness, just on every platform, just, hey, we're here, I think will be super critical. But I think supply chain is going to be the biggest piece to anyone's success. You have to have products in stock profitably. So, overnighting, air freighting your goods, super expensive. So making sure you just time that right. I mean, that's, I think, the biggest challenge right now that we're seeing across the board.
Absolutely. Yeah, that resonates. So, hey, you talked a little bit about community involvement, and please share with me and the listeners today a little bit about your passions with BBSEF, maybe the Girl Scouts, or there's a youth education piece I saw as well. Share that with us.
So I'm on the board of BBSEF, which is the Ski Education Foundation, which has been it's a fun group of folks, and I really enjoy. There's something about I didn't grow up skiing. We've talked a lot about skiing, so it's something that I kind of just as a 35-year-old, I was like, I'm going to figure this thing out, and I realized the mountain doesn't care about if you're having a good day or a bad day, and I really love putting my kids on the mountain, seeing other kids. It's just a great way to challenge yourself, like any sport. But it doesn't matter how cold you are, how hungry you are. It's like you got to get down. So, and there's something to that challenge. So I love that. I was a former Girl Scout leader. I think with COVID, that just became a heck of a harder challenge of just getting parents, like people, the Zoom meetings I love that they tried, but that just became, I think, a little bit of a burnout. And my girls kind of fizzled away. But in terms of volunteering, we do a lot with like trail cleanup as a company. I feel like that's where we kind of end. We've done a lot of, I think it's just like little volunteer opportunities. We give our staff time to volunteer. So that's something that whatever they're passionate about, it might not resonate with us, but it's important to them and it's important to me. So we try to dabble in a lot of stuff. And actually, ICL, Idaho Conservation League, we're also pretty active in. I take that back.
Yep, I saw that. Well, hey, I wanted to also kind of finish reading your LinkedIn profile page. I love this. So, introducing Annalisa DeMarta, Amazon Performance Agency co-founder, Lone Cone founder, 100 million in Amazon sales, mom to 3, slow runner, and beer drinker.
Yep. Roby Creek's coming. I mean, you'll see my times. I'm just like post-COVID, just hoping for like under 2:45. So we'll see.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Annalisa, thank you for your time with me today, talking a little bit about Ridgline Insights and how you're elevating that Amazon performance for folks that are looking to sell their products through that platform. Thank you for your friendship and what you do out in the community, being a part of the Girl Scouts, allowing your team to be involved in their passions, as well as the Bogus Basin Ski Education Foundation as well, which is near and dear to my heart. So thank you so much, Annalisa.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate the opportunity today.
Okay. Have a great weekend.